Keady for Congress! You need a hat on. Your head's going to get cold.
Hello, people of the 4th District. How you doing tonight? I wish we didn't have to be here. I sincerely wish we did not have to gather on a cold, rainy night in December cheering on the impeachment of the President of the United States.
It's worth it.
We all know that Donald Trump is the most corrupt president that we have seen in the history of the United States of America. We know from the Mueller report that he obstructed justice. We know from the impeachment hearings that he's obstructed Congress. We know that he has abused his power with the Ukraine situation, and just generally, his administration is riddled with corruption. We have seen more people indicted, more people prosecuted. This was a guy who promised America that he was going to drain the swamp, and he has filled that D.C. swamp with creatures like we have never seen before. The House sucks. The House of Representatives, the People's House, has done its job, and they will finish that job tomorrow. They will vote to impeach Donald Trump. Bravo. However, we cannot simply focus on Donald Trump.
Right. Yes.
Okay? Trump is simply a symptom of a toxic political system that we need to collectively transform. We also cannot simply focus on the absentee congressman from Virginia.
And he's an accidental one, too.
Right now, along with needing to impeach our president, we have 87 million Americans who are uninsured or underinsured. We have a climate crisis that has become a climate emergency and is threatening the very existence of our planet and the human race. We have an oligarchy that has taken over our representative democracy. Far too many elected officials, if we're honest, on both sides of the aisle, have been bought and sold by transnational corporations to do their bidding instead of doing the bidding of the American people. We have hundreds of thousands of our fellow Americans who will be sleeping on the street on this very cold night. We have 18 million Americans who spend half of their paycheck every month just to pay the rent or the mortgage. We have a whole generation. You asked where are the young people? They're trying to dig out from under the debt they have that they've been saddled with, trying to get an education and better themselves. So we as Democrats and left-leaning unaffiliated voters who may be with us, or Republicans with a conscience who may be here with us, we have to ask, what are we going to do about this?
Get rid of Moscow Mitch.
We can't just get rid of Moscow Mitch, and we can't just get rid of Trump. Yes, we need to do both these things. And we need to get rid of Congressman Smith. But if Trump gets impeached, if by that snowball's chance in hell, Trump gets impeached by the GOP Senate, we got Pence.
Women will go and hang out with them.
We as Democrats,
LGBTQ will come.
we as Democrats and people who align with our democratic ideas and ideals, we all need to reground ourselves in the values of FDR. We need to rebuild the Democratic Party in a way that it's a party that's fighting for the middle class, the working class, and the poor. We have enough people in D.C. that are fighting for the millionaires, the billionaires, and the giant corporations. It's time that everyday people and Main Street had a voice in Washington, D.C. We have to organize. We have to organize around the climate crisis. and fight for a Green New Deal. We have to organize to get money out of politics so the people's voice can be heard. We have to organize for Medicare for all so that every American has the health care that they deserve. We have to organize for college for all, whether that's a 4-year college or if it's going to a trade school, so that the next generation can really get a chance at the American dream. We have to organize to make sure we are getting true racial justice. We need criminal justice reform. We need to make sure that our reproductive rights are protected. Okay? Impeaching Trump is not going to do those things.
It's a start.
Okay?
We have to flip the Senate.
It's going to make us really excited, I agree. But it's not going to address those core democratic policies that we just laid out. Should Trump be impeached?
Yes!
Yes, absolutely. But impeachment is not a panacea. We need to transform the political landscape in our nation that allowed for someone like Donald Trump to even get elected to be the President of the United States.
You're going to be a dog catcher.
We need to be organizing around our progressive democratic ideas, ideals, and policies. We have to stop being afraid to stand up for what we believe in. I'm tired of hearing people say we need to pander to the right. We need to get Republican voters to support our candidates. No, we need to stand firm in our democratic values. Fight for the policies that will get Americans here in the 4th District up off the couch, excited to knock on doors and help us retire this 39-year absentee congressman back to Virginia where he wants to live. We each need to make the commitment. We've already started knocking on doors. That's how we win this. We're not going to win it with money. We're not going to win it with television commercials. We're going to win it with shoe leather and a flyer and a clipboard, hitting every neighborhood, hitting every street, hitting every doorstep, telling people, we're going to fight for you. We're going to organize so that your family can have a better life. Yes, we want to get Trump out of office, but we want to transform America, reground us in those values, the ones that make the hair come up on our arms when we hear those speeches by Dr. King. This is what we each have to commit to doing from now through November. Because again, even if by some miracle the GOP Senate finds their conscience and convicts Donald Trump, we can't go home. Because all those issues that I laid out still exist. The landscape that Trump was able to exploit, the fear, the income gap that makes people afraid, the fear that I can't put food on the table or pay the rent. This is what Donald Trump exploited. We have to change that collectively. And we're going to do it by, don't worry about them. We're going to do it.
Don't learn.
Ladies and gentlemen. All right, go ahead.
Lock him up. 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 Lock him up.
Okay.
Throw away the feet. You'll learn something.
Back to business.
So, we need to organize. We need to prioritize. We need to prioritize the climate crisis and the Green New Deal. We need to prioritize getting that big money out of politics. We need to prioritize getting Medicare for all so every American has health care. We need to prioritize racial justice, criminal justice, protecting our reproductive rights. And if we prioritize these core democratic issues and policies, and we win them, and we change people's lives, we will never have to stand out on a cold, rainy night like this.
Boy, it's fun.
Because we will have won and maintained the 4th District. We will have turned the last red donut hole in our state blue. We'll hold on to a Republican House, or a Democratic House.
Bite your tongue, Jim.
Yes, I did. Thank you. We'll hold on to the Democratic House. We will build on a Democratic Senate. We will put a Democrat in the Oval Office. When we do these things again, we have to hold those elected officials' feet to the fire, even if they're on our team, to make sure that they deliver on these policies. So that once again, we will never have to gather on a night like this, hoping for the impeachment of the President of the United States of America. Are you with me?
Yes!
Are you with each other?
Yes!
Are we going to win this thing in November? Let's get it done.